You know, sometimes you guys meet a woman and sometimes you want to put your bid in, but you just don't know how because you don't know how to flirt with her without looking weird or creepy. So what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about the art of flirting, and I want to give you 3 ways in which you can flirt with a woman to make her more interested in you in the first interaction. Guys, how you doing? If you get the opportunity, please go ahead and like, and if you're new to it, subscribe. And if you would like to, please add a comment to what you think about the video. And if I do see it, I will either like it, or if I have time, I'll definitely reply to it. Sometimes for a lot of you guys, whether you're online or offline, sometimes you see a woman and you want to flirt with her, you want to talk to her, you want to put some yak on her, and sometimes you might feel that it's difficult to talk to a woman, and actually it isn't really difficult. The difficult thing is trying to choose the way you want to talk to her versus sitting there and allowing life to happen to you. Now, what I want to talk to you about are 3 different ways that you can flirt with a woman, and it's pretty easy to do. You know, one thing I always love to do, or choose to do, because I want to give you more arsenal to a woman than just a simple conversation. What I want you guys to do is please get your notebooks out and write this down. The first thing, or one of 3 things, is what we're going to talk about. The first thing is smile. You see, something about a smile to a woman is very infectious if you do it first. Because when you smile first at a woman, it's going to show her that you know what, I can lighten up the load and I can pull my shields down a little bit. But it's not just you smiling, it's saying things to make her smile. It's taking the information that she's giving you, and what you necessarily do is not necessarily come up with a joke, but the reply that you have is going to be an actual smile with the reply. See, a lot of guys out there, sometimes you feel a little bit nervous, and sometimes you feel like, you know what, I don't know if I can say the right thing. Well, what's so easy about the game, it really doesn't matter what you say when you attach a smile to it, because at that point, her shields are going to go down a little bit. So whenever you're talking to a woman and you are introducing yourself to her, always remember to smile. You see, guys, if you can make a woman smile, you're halfway there, because most guys creep women out. And this is your opportunity to show her that, you know what, I'm laid back, I'm a good guy to be with, and I'm a fun time. See, when you are smiling all the time, and I'm not saying cheesing, I'm saying smiling, it shows the woman that, you know what, you don't take life too seriously. You don't have a stick up your ass, and you go for what you want and have fun about it. It's all fun to you. And when your woman sees that you're having fun, she's going to be less likely to be more standoffish to a guy that is looking serious versus a guy that is smiling all the time. Now, I don't want you to smile all the time, but there are certain times that you can utilize a smile. See, when you show a woman a smile, she is going to return the serve and smile back, because it's just a reaction. Try it tomorrow if you get an opportunity, you see someone, just smile at them. Even if you're at the cash register, just smile at the person and watch the reaction that they're going to have. And again, it's something I always tell you to do. Always test it out. When you go order food, if you go to your favorite restaurant or your fast food restaurant, when you pull up, sometimes the individual is not going to smile, but I promise you, when you smile first, it's something infectious in that makes the other person react with a smile. And see, when you can get them to smile, they're more apt to talk to you much more than you looking serious and just having a stone cold look on your face. Trust me, guys, try this out. The first thing to do is smile. Now, the second thing I love to do is what I call blush. Now, see, what blushing entails is you making a subtle compliment out of something that she either says, or you notice something about her that you recognize in her. And sometimes women can't recognize that in themselves. You see, when a woman is always talking, one thing I want to do is I want to listen. I listen to be able to return serve, but I also listen so I can go ahead and say something to make her blush. It doesn't matter what she says. You always want to do is take the information she's giving you, and when you are returning serve, you can utilize either a look in her face, or how her eyes light up, or how she herself blushes when she talks about a particular subject. But it's noticing that, and it's letting her know that I recognize that, you know what? It must be something really important, because I noticed that smile. I noticed how your eyes lit up when you mentioned that one thing, whatever it is. Because here's the beautiful thing that I want to teach you. Every woman is not going to say the exact same thing. So I just don't want to say, well, she's going to say this and she's going to say that. It doesn't matter what she says. You must pay attention to her. And the way you pay attention is holding the eye contact by studying your opponent and listening to what she says. Because sometimes they're going to say certain things that's going to make their eyes light up. They're going to say some things that's going to make them smile. Remember, when you're making them smile, they're going to smile. But also when you are talking to them and they begin to give you information, that's when you can start to recognize the dimple. You can recognize her pretty eyes. You can recognize the soft skin or the smile, the infectious smile. See, the beautiful thing about making a woman blush is she's not prepared for the normal guy to say things like that. But you know what? When you're talking to the woman, and it doesn't matter what she says, it's you recognizing something about her and you using that one thing to return serve, to let her know that you notice this about her. For instance, you got three choices. You have right here above the nose, okay? Basically the eyes, okay? You can utilize the eyes. You can utilize, if she has a dimple, you can utilize a dimple, or you can utilize a smile. Those three things you can utilize anytime you want to when you're talking to a woman, because it's saying to her, I'm listening to you, but wait a second, I'm noticing things about you. That's not only going back to the first thing, making me smile, but it's also something I notice in you. And this is reinforce why I came over here in the first place. Your eyes caught my attention, but not only your eyes, you have a very infectious smile. And you know what? Damn, you got a very pretty smile. And see, when you say that to her, what's going to happen is she's going to begin to blush, because she's not used to guys recognizing things in her. Most of the time, guys are either shying away or looking away at the woman. And what I'm saying to you is, now, don't shy away, don't look away. But what you want to do is recognize. Now, these are options, okay? You have 4 options right now. You can go ahead and smile to make her smile. But even if you smile to make her smile, you can recognize her smile. Or if you say something to make her laugh, you can recognize the laugh. You can recognize the dimple. You can recognize the eyes. You can recognize the blush. But it's not just recognizing, it's letting her know that you recognize something in her. And once you begin to do that, that's going to constitute the flirting. And last but not least, what I want you to do is think about is reaction. You see, the beautiful thing about reaction that most guys don't understand in flirting is that there are kind of reactions you can have. You can have the creepy reaction. You can have he's just a basic guy reaction. Or you can have a flirtatious reaction where when a woman really starts to get into you guys, they're going to do this unknowingly. And sometimes they're going to touch your shoulder. You say something, they're going to probably smile and make contact with you based off of what you're saying. Sometimes the reaction that you have with a woman really kind of throws her off of her circle or whatever you want to call it. But what it does for you is it gives you an advantage, because at this point in time, you're not a stick in the mud. You're not boring. You're not weird. You're not creepy. You're cool, calm, relaxed, and you are full of information. And one thing women love about guys that are in this game is that the individuals that keep its shoulders up. It's not looking at her breasts. It's not looking at her body. It's focusing on the eyes, the dimple, the smile, or the blush. See, when you are focusing on those things and you start to recognize those things in that woman, she is going to react. Now, online, it's the same thing. You see, when you're talking to a woman, we want the same kind of reaction. But how do I get it, even though I'm not even face to face with her, to get that reaction? Well, what you don't understand is that women will use emojis to show reaction. They will use emojis to show emotion. So what you have to do is take into account that you're not necessarily looking at her right now, but you know how she looks. But when they put that emoji in that chat of the smile with the tear in it and all that other stuff, that means she's really cheesing, blushing, or really just smiling and really enjoys what you're saying. And that's the wave you want to ride on. And that's why I always say, go ahead and send me a picture so I can tell you something about yourself. Because once you get that reaction, gentlemen, this is the time to go on the offensive. I want you to send me a picture so I can tell you something about yourself. Take a photo for me right now. She'll take the photo, and that's when you got the opportunity to what? Recognize the eyes, recognize the smile. Why? Because most guys are not really being assertive and telling a woman what they want them to do, but you are. So think about these three things, guys, when you begin to meet a woman. Once you begin to learn how to flirt with her the correct way, now you have three options right here. The smiling, recognizing her eyes, recognizing the smile, or the dimple, or the skin. Whatever it is, shoulders up, you recognize. And the third thing is making her react. You can make her react face to face. And when you're doing it good and when you're flirting, she's going to reach out and touch. She's not even going to mean to do it. Have you ever connected with somebody and they say something and just out of you just laugh and you just touch it, man, that's cool. Or you want to give them some dap because it's so, I see what you're saying. Women do the same thing. Now, if you are online, remember, you can still do the same thing. You will not be able to recognize the reaction that she has until she begins to start to send you the emoji. The emojis are going to show you the reaction that she's feeling. Once you get the emoji that shows the reaction, that's when you guys go ahead and ask for the photo. Once you see the photo, then you can go back to step number 2 and recognize something in her eyes, recognize something in her smile, or recognize something in her face. You are allowed to say that at that point because you are starting to build up flirting and it's starting to roll and starting to carry yourself. So one thing you want to do is maintain that same thing. By maintaining it, you grasp and hold on. Where most guys go wrong is they throw one thing that's flirting and then they just stop altogether because they don't know what to do next. But what I'm saying to you right now, you have a few options of making her smile, making her blush, or making her react. Okay, gentlemen, that's our show, guys. Tell me what you think, man. Leave a like and a comment in the section. Like I said before, if I get a chance to see it, I will. But please take your notes. And please, I want to give you a homework assignment. After you listen to this, no matter when you listen to this, wherever you go, I don't care. When you order something and you notice someone not even smiling, I promise you, as soon as you start smiling, I promise they're going to ride off of your smile. Trust me, try it. And now again, I'm going to say 100% of the time because sometimes people can have a bad day. But at the end of the day, when you look at somebody, you smile, they are going to return the serve. And that's the beginning of Flirting 101 as a man. Thank you.